This is a trigger warning. The content in our podcasts may be difficult to listen to. Please see the description for details.
The views expressed by any individual in this interview are entirely their own and not necessarily shared by Denver Street Stories. Denver Street Stories is an active supporter in the LGBTQ+ community. We stand with the Black Lives Matter movement, and as intersectional feminists, we support equity and equality for all peoples. Denver Street Stories supports sovereignty and land back to indigenous communities. We strive to actively deconstruct oppressive colonialist structures. Denver Street Stories. These are our stories.
Where are the places that you've been doing this kind of lifestyle at? Like you
Here,
mentioned,
Texas, Louisiana. That's it.
You were talking a lot about Oregon. Was that just
That's a future hope.
future hope? Okay.
I want to retire and go on PCH and have a food truck. My slogan is, I sell food, I sell weed, I sell food that's made with weed.
Yo.
And my catch is, it's non-perishable food products, so I can go to any store like Sam's Club and get a membership, like go to any of them in the country and get my supply of food and stuff, non-perishable, to go and sell. Or go to like Costco, get a Costco membership. Maybe they have like, shit like that.
Yeah, I would love that. I would
Yeah.
if I saw your
You know
shit
where
in
I'm from?
stores.
In my state, we don't have Costco.
What?
We have no Costco.
You got Sam's Club,
Yeah, we have Sam's Club.
but no Costco.
No Costco.
Dang.
No Costco and barely any. We have 2 IKEAs.
Wild.
Yeah, one in Baton Rouge and one in Alexandria, I think. No, not in Alexandria. In Baton Rouge is the only one, I think.
Is that the spots you mostly like kind of grown up around?
No, Lake Charles.
Oh, Lake Charles. I remember saying that.
Southwest.
Sorry, yeah.
Southwest.
I remember you saying that.
Yeah, right there by Texas, by Houston. Houston's protege. Like, yeah. So what do you want to know about me?
I mean, I'm curious about like your upbringing, and you said that you just got here like a year ago into Denver, right?
Yeah, April 21st of last year.
For sure. And then was that, and also like I want you to know if there is something that you want me to edit out of this.
I don't give a
can.
fuck.
Okay, is it okay I ask you about like prison stuff like that? You cool with
Go
that?
ahead, dude. I talked about it.
For sure, for sure. I just want to make sure you're comfortable with
Everybody knows that knows me. If you know this face and you know these tattoos, you know that I have been to jail. I talk about it a lot. I brag about it.
it. Did you get any tattoos in jail?
Most of them.
Nice.
This
is better work than I do on my
This
own.
was done by a man who's doing time for marijuana.
That's such shit. I
Yeah.
mean, that looks good, but that's shit that
He's
in there
doing
for that.
20 years for cultivation of marijuana in Louisiana. 20 years
That's fucked up.
for cultivation.
Were you in jail at all for like marijuana?
No. I was in there for legitimate violent crimes. I was a first-degree robber of a liquor store in 2011 that was ran by Arabic people, and I used a box cutter post 9/11.
Is that how you got Boxcutter as the?
Yeah,
Got you.
that's how I get that handle, they call it.
For sure.
That's
sure.
actually another thing. Like, it's the same. What's your name? Just like, what's your handle?
Yeah.
That's an old hobo term, and I mean it. Like, that's.
No, I appreciate that info. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Don't say what's your name, because it's like, what's your handle? What do you go by? What are you known for? Like me, I'm known for box cutter.
Mhm.
I'm that dumb motherfucker who'll do some dumb shit.
Nah, you seem very intelligent. Don't say it like that.
But it's usually behind a cause.
Mhm.
That time I was really off the rails.
Just
Yeah.
feeding for liquor or something? Or were you trying to get cash or something?
I actually got $430 and 4 packs of Newport shorts. Yeah. Oh, and 5 years in prison in Louisiana. Yeah.
I'm glad that that's done, man. I'm sorry you had to deal with that.
Oh no,
like,
I'm
go through
glad,
that.
dude, because I got to be able to like become a writer. Like, I'm a writer by
Oh,
passion.
interesting.
There's in this antique shop, 2 blocks up on the left, or maybe in the next 2 blocks on the left, there's a Remington typewriter next to a big cacti.
Okay.
In one of these clothes shops or some shit like that. I think it's an antique shop because I'm from the South and I'm backwards, and I just call everything whatever it is in my head at that moment.
No, I feel you.
But that Remington, if I could have that, a camper, psilocybin, marijuana, a running water source at locations requested, and say, hey, I'm going to be here for this amount of time. I'd like to travel through, and revenue myself while finding buskers. You know what a busker is, right?
Yeah,
you know what
sure.
a busker is? You know what it is. That's sad, dude.
It's
You're
like-
from the busking capital of the world. Black Flag, the punk rock band, my idols, they came from Colorado, dude. Like, they were They're from Boulder, man.
Tell us more about it for folks who don't know about this.
Like, so, all right, point the camera that way. And hold it for a second so your fans can see it. Or whatever it is. And just know, many a punk rock bands have traveled this alleyway behind that beer truck right there. And
fuck yeah.
this is one of the founding spots of it, of my favorite music, dude. Like,
You were talking about like punk mixed with something else before?
folk punk.
Folk punk.
So, you know, like folk music, like Howlin' Wolf. You ever heard of Howlin' Wolf?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Okay, so folk music like that.
Yeah. And then
St. James Infirmary covers.
what kind of punk you mixing with this then?
Just the punk lyrics,
Okay.
the punk attitude of it. Of
Okay.
Like, I'm a delinquent degenerate, and I'm okay with it.
Same.
As long as you don't hate me and want to kill me,
Bruh.
I won't hate you and want to kill you. You know? But just know I drink a lot and I yell a lot, and this is me. I'm here and I'm not going away, but I won't kill anybody.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. No, that's important though.
I
People
won't
need
kill and I won't rape. That's two things I won't do. I'll come in peace.
Fuck yeah.
You know?
People need to see you here too and be
And
like
that's another
respectful to
thing
you.
that I don't like is how the past was. You know, the past, a chick like that wouldn't have came up to a dude like me on the street seeing me just because she might think that I'm trying to do her something. Some of them, they still don't want to be like that because most people who don't understand teach their kids to hate and teach their kids to what do they call it, like, not bully, but antagonize in a way that it's funny and you can get a TikTok view off of it. You might even get a voiceover out of it. You might get a World Star video. But what are they going to get out of it? Because you're going to make buku clout, maybe even start you a gaming channel off of that, just off of the clout, you know? But that person who wants to sit there and read a book, you know, like most people want to be artists nowadays. Most people want to be the painter, the poet, the author, but nobody want to be the read, the watched, the viewed, you know? Like, I don't care about being any of that, but people follow me with cameras all through this neighborhood sometimes because of my drug use, which is kind of funny. I have to say.
Dang.
Yeah.
And like, are they like fucking with you in a bad way?
I think they're trying to do the same thing y'all are doing in a way. Urban anthropology. Like, there's so many urban anthropologists nowadays. We just had a major crisis of COVID where states that are paying their employees $7.25 to bus a table just had to get rid of their busser because they couldn't have any, you know, any back of house staff. None of that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a back of house employee. I run off of washing dishes, loading totes, taking the truck off, and washing the floors and closing the restaurant.
That's honest work though. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
But the past 2 years, that's been out of business, right?
Yeah.
How old are you, bro?
Yeah. Me?
Yeah.
31.
31. So you're
Yeah.
4 years older than me. I'm 27.
For real? Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just turned 27 in jail, actually.
Dang, for real?
Yeah, the past 9 birthdays of mine have been spent in an institution.
Dang.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all 7 plus the other 2. That's since 18 years old.
That's wild, bro.
Yeah. That's something like, dude, how you're 18, dude. I was just now going to jail. A year or so later, I was just now going to prison.
What would be something that you'd want to tell like younger folks who are like starting into this kind of lifestyle? You were talking about joining a squat and stuff like that, but what's some shit that people should avoid?
I would say, what does your heart say? Does your heart say you achieve, or you hope to achieve the best, or do you hope to achieve the most? Like, all my tattoos were free. They're cool, they're rad, they have meaning. That's my zodiac. That's my title. That's the witch's tune. I'm a witch. That's my title. That's me. That's my 3 incomplete year. Well, 3 and 1 incomplete year. That's the 4th bone off the side is broken. but they could never cage in my mind while I was in prison. And that's my goddess and my God's helper. And yeah.
But so going to like in regard, you said follow
Follow your heart.
Follow your heart in
Like,
these things as far as like younger people go to like in this.
read the books they told you not to read, dudes. I mean, I could tell them exactly what it is, and it's like, read the books you were always told never to read. I mean, those like scary, spooky books that they're like, oh, those mean this. No, like the Kai Balion, for instance. You ever heard of that one?
You have? Oh, hey.
Yeah, the Hermes Trismegistus. Okay, check it out. It's on like existentialism, where like you're trying to exit your body, but know that you're exited from your body at all times while being inside your body. So you're like being the world while not being the world. That type of stuff. Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. You're 17. You have so many piercings, dude. I find it cool because I'm a tattoo freak. Like, body modification is my thing. Like, I just torched myself the other day.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I not only want to have tattoos and piercings, but scars. Yeah.
Scarification is tough to get to look good.
Scarification is cool.
It is super cool.
Yeah. But what else do you want to know about me? I'm just
Oh.
giving you a little bit.
No, yeah, I appreciate it.
I babble.
No, I like it. I love it.
That's more material for you to have.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead, dude.
So you said you grew up from a political family.
Yeah.
Would you be okay with like talking a little about like your childhood, kind of like what growing up was like?
Yeah. What questions you got? You probably want to know where did it go wrong.
No, I'm curious as to like because you seem very well read and whatnot, so I'm curious about like where you learned all this stuff and
In
like
prison.
Where
Honestly, in prison. In prison, you read a lot of books in Louisiana. There's no gangs. There's no cars, as they say, where you hop into a gang and you got to start, doing work and you got to catch, time and stuff like that. I was able to go in for 5 years in a state that has no gangs, doesn't believe in gangs. Well, gang violence. They have gangs, but no gang violence. And the gang violence they do have is just neighborhood beef. We look at it like you can be in a car with 15 people and a bunch of ARs that have bump stocks and go and light up a neighborhood and hit one person, or that one person could have killed all 15 of y'all. Like, most of my friends don't make it past 25, either because they're stuck on drugs, burned out, or they're dead from doing drugs. Like, Ohio, you probably have plenty of fucking friends that have, now OD'd while you were in school, OD'd, maybe like, killed themselves and shit because y'all are a big, capital. I hate to bring that up probably, but, Yeah, but you're 30 fucking one, dude.
The longest I've lasted though has been these last 2 years.
Yeah. But you're from Chicago too.
Yeah, Chicago and Ohio they'll have huge like.
Yeah, Chicago, Ohio, Louisiana, Texas, all that. Well, not really because Texas doesn't like opium that much unless it's lean.
Texas got a lot of clear issues though.
Yeah. We got a lot of pills. Like, I see y'all smoking pills. I got my brother just OD'd 3 years ago. No, it was longer than that. I was in prison. That was 2014 September. And he OD'd on heroin. I used to watch him eat a fucking cocktail of 6 different uppers and downers to make him shake. Why do we want to stress somebody out enough to do that again?
To go back, so the question that you'd originally asked about,
Oh yeah,
like
my bad.
upbringing and political, like political affiliations with your family. Is there anything crazy?
They were oil lobbyists.
Oh, wild.
So that's why I bring that up, because I'm an oil. I don't want to use oil at all. No fracking, no natural gas, no oil, straight plant derived burning fuels and stuff like that, because they have cleaner burns. Say you take a eucalyptus plant and you fuel all the ethyl out of it, and you get your eucalyptus. You can burn that better because you make your alcohol ethyl and you mix it with your eucalyptus, and it makes a cleaner burn that can still be burned on top of your burn to make heat, light, lanterns, all sorts of other things.
Do you have a lot of experience with like your family pushing like kind of oil lobby kind of shit where they're like very pro this and trying to get you into that?
I'm from Lake Charles, Louisiana, dog. That's the biggest oil boom in
Really?
Trump's administration, like in the U.S. in the past 200
I did not
years.
know that. So
Yeah.
then you've definitely been affected by it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then we just had a hurricane that blew up one of those refineries. Woohoo, go Mother Nature. She's gonna fight back. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
And so can I ask you a question about your family?
About what?
Your family?
Go ahead.
So like how long have you been just like I guess just doing your own thing here? What was the term that you used before? You said
Bohemian vagabond.
Yeah, and you said living by a shoestring, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how long you been doing that and been kind of like I don't want to say separated from your family. I can't use that word. I don't know. But just not.
I would have to say since I went to prison, I started the journey.
Okay.
And now, because I went to prison at 18, straight out of the house. Like, I went straight from high school at 15. I dropped out, and I graduated with my GED
Same.
in the same year. I was 15 years old whenever that happened. So, like, the next 3 years, I was just, doing my thing in Southwest Louisiana and had money now because I have a job now because I have to get a job, So what else is there to do for a kid? I mean, most of my friends are in high school still, so they got to, study and shit. I'm going to go to older kids. We're going to go hang out with, like, some 25, 26-year-olds.
I was the same, bro.
Yeah.
Did they have what kind of an influence did those folks have on you? Like as friends or just as like?
Well, I wouldn't have started drugs.
No.
But then at the same time, I wouldn't have had the same liking for tattoos.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got very interesting tattoos. I dig it.
Yeah. I'm not done either.
No, fuck no, dude. Keep
No.
going. Rage.
No. Yeah.
But so you mentioned dropping out, getting your GED, and then you had I'm guessing probably a really close group of friends. You said you were hanging out with like older kids and stuff.
Well, after that, because now all my friends are still in high school, so they're doing high school kid things. I've got a job and I'm making money now, So I have, money and a full-time job and stuff to do. What am I going to do? I'm going to go find some cool people. I mean, that's just me.
Yeah, right on. So you kind of like jumped up that like growth ladder kind
I
of
went
fast.
from 15 to 18 years old. I started smoking K2 at that age,
That's just
But I was
wild.
already smoking it before I went to the Youth Challenge program, and got my GED through the National Guard.
Okay.
Yeah, that's through the National Guard. I was actually going to be a E3. I wanted to retire as E5. I didn't want to go any higher than that. I wanted to be a sergeant. That's it.
Got you. How do you feel about that now?
I'm glad I didn't go.
Shit. Yeah, yeah. I'm not super big on.
But I'm glad I went to the streets afterwards at the same time because I was able to see what the fuck our country's going through. And our country's going through, like, they have a dude down the street that was just blown up in Afghanistan for us. And people turn their head every time he says, "Hey, how are you doing?"
Is it black dude with one leg, Howard?
No, it's a white guy with full body skin graft.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
So to me, that's kind of fucked up that people just walk by that shit and.
But they don't realize that he's not just some meth lab that got blown up, They think that he's some meth lab or some shit like that. And it's like, no, this dude was actually in the Marines. Like,
I feel like there are a lot of people in these kind of situations who deserve respect, and people just judge them right off the bat, and that's kind of bullshit to me. That people like that guy, I'm not sure his name, but like people judging him without actually knowing the story and that he did something great for a lot of other people.
yeah, because he like, you can see it in his 1,000-yard stare that he saw his group blow up
You
in
see
that
his
Humvee,
face.
and you can see in his face like he burned in that Humvee.
That's so sad.
Yeah,
That's so fucked.
but
Yeah, it's
beyond
just
that,
wild.
I'm just a very drab person. You'll notice that.
You're more than that. Give yourself some credit though. You got a lot of ideas and intelligence to talk about these other things, like talking about like burning clean fuels and stuff like that. Like
Yeah, like,
talking about
dude.
these books and stuff. Like you're not just a drab person.
If you follow and like, even in the winter, okay, so Ohio has some pretty brutal winters, right? But even Denver has some pretty brutal winters. Like Louisiana has, it's like tropics all year round. I've learned that you can use alcohol and a can, or even like these sunglasses. I can put hand sanitizer on, get under a fucking blanket, and burn it, and hold the blanket like this, and stay warm throughout the entire night of snow.
That's fucking awesome.
You know?
That's super resourceful.
Yeah.
Is there anything else kind of like that you feel like people who are struggling with like homeless or unhoused, like that they should know for like, I mean, I'm sure tips and tricks are like, you pick that up as you go, but that's something that younger people.
I think everybody should know that, because what if Skynet takes it?
Thanks for listening to Denver Street Stories. We aim to help change the narrative surrounding homelessness by providing a platform to amplify necessary voices. We hope this sheds some light into a world often pushed aside, disrespected, or disregarded altogether. Our stories come from a myriad of people in different backgrounds that deserve to be heard and seen. So you should talk shit less, love, and listen more.